So, Bronny James, this is the gift that keeps on giving, I guess. Bronny James is going to be playing tonight. Yes, Bronny James is going to be playing. After, I don't know, being a team low in plus minus, with -6 in his 2 minutes of action in his NBA debut. With his horrendous Summer League performance outside of the one game where it was him basically allowed to do whatever he wanted against the Warriors bench. After all of that, Bronny has now been rewarded with playing again against Cleveland. And, like, if you guys agree this is ridiculous, subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,700 subscribers by the end of the day. Like, our goal was 2,000 by the end of the month, which we're not going to hit. But 1,700 by the end of the day, it's only 18 more. That would be insane. But if you guys didn't see, like, they have a whole welcome home Bronny thing. And, like, obviously, they're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, there's literally, like, footage being, like, Bronny James scores in warm-up against Cleveland. And I'm like, I don't even know what time this game's at. This game could well be starting in 2 minutes for all I know. But, like, the fact Bronny James, again, is expected to play in these games, like, yeah, it's pre-game. It's starting. It's by the time you guys see this video, the game will have tipped off. It's just such a, like, it's one of those things where it's like a big deal being like Bronny James playing his first NBA game in his hometown of Cleveland. Like, it's making a mockery of the league. Like, I'm sorry. It's like saying, I don't know, like, what players, I'm just going to look at who's just not playing for teams. Someone that's just not in a team's rotation. Someone who's like a G League player. Imagine just calling up a random G League player because you just happen to be in their hometown. Imagine if you have a G League player from, I don't know, let's just say, I'm trying to think where they play games. I'm blanking in America. I don't know, from Dallas, Texas, a G League player. And then they're playing the Dallas Mavericks and being like, oh, they're playing their first home game. Even though they're not an NBA level player, you're just calling them up to play a game in their home style city. This isn't WWE. This isn't like when you give somebody a main event because they're in their hometown. This is the NBA. I'm sorry, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I get it. It's Bronny James, the story. He's already played. When are you going to play him next? It's his first time in Cleveland. Oh, he's going to play. What is going on? This is making a mockery of the league. This is like the whole thing about sports being a meritocracy, especially getting on the court being a meritocracy. And I don't mean like the 450 best players. There's going to be players there for chemistry reasons, like your Jared Dudleys for a while, your UDs, your Thanasis. Like, there's guys there for other reasons. There's guys there to be chemistry guys, like Scott Carson in football. But at the same time, you've got Bronny James, they're making a mockery of this. Like, the Cleveland Cavaliers literally welcoming Bronny James home. And they're like, is it a picture of him as a player? No. It's a picture of him at what? 8 years ago, like 12 years old in a championship celebration. Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry, like, it's like calling up, I'm not joking about this. It is like it's like calling up Marcus Jordan to the Chicago Bulls and saying, welcome home, Marcus. And when they play or calling up Marcus Jordan to a different team and saying, welcome home, Marcus, when he plays the Bulls. And I hate to say this, Marcus Jordan in college was better than Bronny James in college. That is my, straight up, that's my 2 cents. Marcus Jordan was better than Bronny James. And you guys can agree, you guys can disagree with that. But he just, like, statistics-wise, he went to UCF, balled out, was not an NBA-level player, and unfortunately, nepotism didn't get him into the NBA. It's just so ridiculous. Like, Bronny James is so far off an NBA player. Like, and it's not, the only players I've seen worse than Bronny James are the, like, 7-foot wings, 7-foot freak athletes who teams think that they can turn into players. Like, they do exist. In fairness, they do exist. Costa Antetokounmpo was not as good as Bronny James was, but the problem was, like, he was a project player. Like, the only players that are as bad coming into the NBA as Bronny James are project players. The difference is that he's 6 foot tall with a 6'7" wingspan. He has the same measurables as me, other than vertical leap. And, like, back in my pre-injury and pre-YouTube and playing sports days, I ran 100 meters in 11 flats. So as far as the running portion of it, I was probably similar enough measurables to Bronny James. I wasn't even good enough athletically to play in the Irish Superleague. Like, he's not an NBA level athlete, like, as far as size, speed, and quickness. He can't dribble the ball. He can't set up an offense. He can't shoot. He's a below average defender who's been hyped up as this elite defender because he's so bad on offense that the fact that he's, like, unplayably bad on offense, the fact that he's just a bad defender, means that it makes it look like he's a freaking Gary Payton level defender compared to his unbelievably garbage offense. And we've already seen the debut. We've already seen father and son play. Why do we have to do this again and again and again? Why are there certain games that Bronny James has to play? He's not even a G League player. Like, it makes a mockery of the league. And again, I don't know. I have nothing against Bronny as a person. He's no better at basketball than guys playing in Ireland right now. I'm telling you, there are guys playing here right now that are better at basketball than Bronny James. And he's out there playing in the NBA while Lonnie Walker's having to play in Lithuania, who is 10 times the player Bronny James is and only 25. Like, we're watching Lonnie Walker play in Lithuania while Bronny James signs a 4-year deal to realist and then getting paraded out like some novelty circus act. He's being paraded around like, oh yeah, Bronny's back, Bronny's coming. The guy's not good. As far as an NBA level basketball, he's garbage. Again, Bronny James will put up 75 points in all of our heads. I get that. But, like, he is one of the worst players to ever play in the NBA. And he's just being paraded around like he's this A-side. Like he's being treated like a novelty sideshow. Like a novelty act. He's being treated like a freaking circus act. Because he can't... People are like, oh, when's Bronny going to play? Is he going to play? People going around to watch Bronny's game, to watch him play 2 minutes, watch him stink it up for 2 minutes, maybe make an open jump shot, maybe miss an open jump shot because teams don't guard him. It's just so frustrating to watch because it makes an entire mockery of what was once a basketball league that was entertaining, and now I don't even know what the hell is going on. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. What do you guys think? Is the rant over? Because, like, whatever about giving him his debut, he got his debut. It's done with. We've seen it. We've seen the show. It is what it is. But now, all of a sudden, we're, like, watching the Bronny stuff again and again and again. And we're like, I'm just sick of it at this stage. I'm absolutely sick of the whole Bronny James crap happening over and over and over again.